Hi guys, I'm your master teacher Ankana for social sciences at Vedantu, and I bring you here with a lot of excitement and a very warm welcome to the session. The much awaited video is finally here. The very first video of your English channel for CBSE board, and we're gonna start it with a quick look at the syllabus reduction that has happened through the CBSE for 10th grade. I think I was constantly being asked by all of you, ma'am, when are we going to start? When will you start? And finally, it has started, guys. And I hope you're as excited as I am. So the best part of this is that the schools were closed. We have lost so much of time because of this pandemic. And I'm also getting a lot of questions like, ma'am, we are starting now. How will we are you sure we'll be able to finish? How will we finish the chapters? There's so much of pressure on all of us. Now, this is the solution that the CBSE has given us. It's like a blessing for all of us, guys. The CBSE syllabus has got reduced in a great extent. So this is the very first video. Let's have a quick look of a sneak peek at what the syllabus is going to look now, and what are the things actually that we're going to focus over throughout the year through our sessions. Okay, so this is the course, this is the major course structure, how it is going to look like, and this is the breakdown of it. So as you know, earlier we had some 25 chapters which has been now cut down to only 16. However, the weightage of the marks have not changed or reduced as such, you know, because that has to be fixed. But the distribution that was there earlier has changed now. So in history, we're just going to have 2 chapters. I know I get this a lot, that how do you like history? Why do you like history? Because most of you find it very boring. We definitely are going to change that through our sessions. But the good news for those people who used to hate history is you only have to bear with 2 chapters. Okay, for political science, we're going to have 4 chapters. For geography, 6. And for economics, there's not much change. It's just 4 as before. Okay, and the total number of chapters, as I told you, is 16, which will comprise of 80 marks as a whole. So let's look at the breakdown of each subject for each stream, how it is going to look like, guys. So for history, we're just going to have 2 chapters, which is the rise of nationalism in Europe and the nationalism in India. Okay, now these are the 2 chapters that you have to prepare for your board exams. However, there's an optional chapter which will only come for our periodic test, which has to be one of these. Okay, so although we'll be preparing for all of this, but you will have the option to make the choice, and I'll tell you how the question will look like in your exam. So basically, let's say if it's a 3-mark question, then you'll have 3 options. Okay, sorry, you'll have a 3-mark question made. You'll have 2 options from both the chapters in the same question number. For example, let's say question number 10 is the question from these 2 chapters. You'll have an option with an or, where you'll have the choice to make depending upon whichever chapter that you would have prepared. Okay, so the chapter is chapter 3 and 4, the making of global world or the age of industrialization. Now, what has been omitted, which we do not have to prepare at all, is print culture and the modern world. Okay, which brings us to civics, political science. Now, this is something which was somewhat a bit of a load on our head, more than history maybe, in terms of the load of information, which has been now sorted out for us in a great way. So under political science, we have to do chapter 1, which is power sharing, federalism, political parties and outcomes of democracy. Okay? For chapters which have been omitted, democracy and diversity, gender, religion and caste, popular struggles and movements and challenges to democracy. However, I mean, we are doing outcomes of democracy. The challenges to democracy has been omitted. Okay, now let's have a look at geography. So for geography, we have to prepare resources and development. Now under this, guys, we have to prepare the entire chapter. For chapter 3, which is water resources, just like before, we only have to focus on the map items. As you might be aware, earlier also this was not included in our syllabus, and even now it's not going to be a part of it. Agriculture, the entire chapter has to be prepared. For forest and wildlife, the entire chapter has been taken out from our syllabus. Okay, so I mean, the theoretical aspects of this chapter also will not be assessed in any periodic test or board examination. This is for chapter number 3. As I told you, we just have to focus on the map items. Now, I also get a lot of requests for, ma'am, when do we start with the maps? Ma'am, please focus on maps also. Guys, don't you worry for that. You will, this is a one-stop solution. Okay, Vedantu may, everything is going to be super sorted for you. We're going to look at every aspect of your problems, of your issues, of your challenges. Everything will be taken care of. You don't have to worry. Just give some time. Let's begin with the texts, and eventually we'll move to each and every element of that which has to be prepared for the examination perspective, from the perspective of examination. Okay. Then we have minerals and energy resources. Now, just like chapter water resources, this has also now just become a part where the theoretical aspect is not going to be assessed. We do not have to prepare anything else from this chapter except for the map items. Also, don't worry, we'll also be discussing that under maps, what all are the things that we have to prepare. Everything has been clearly stated out for you. We have an explicit syllabus that we know what to study and what not to study. Okay, for chapter 6, manufacturing industries, and 7, lifelines of national economy. For both these chapters, we have to prepare the entire chapter. Guys, I just want to say, highlight one thing over here. It does happen with us that we focus, whenever we study, we only focus on the things which kind of assures that we're going to get a lot of marks, which is going to help us score a lot. But that's not the really right approach. I, as a student, have always done this, and I feel like it's actually a good practice. If you really are interested in something, don't just study from the angle that you have to score high and only focus on the things that is there in the syllabus. If you really want to be aware, you should go ahead and explore everything that has been omitted as well. However, you don't need to memorize everything or maybe perfect yourself. But you can always learn more. There's no harm in gaining more knowledge. Nobody has lost anything when they have done that. In fact, it has always been something that you get to gain from it, right? So from economics, the syllabus is pretty much the same. All those 4 chapters which were there earlier are still a part of the syllabus. Not really, I mean, like anything has not been really omitted except for chapter 5. So 1, 2, 3 and 4 chapters, development sectors of the Indian economy, money and credit and globalization and the Indian economy is still a part of our syllabus. The chapters that have been omitted is chapter number 5, which is consumer rights. Now, which brings me to chapter wise map items. I think this is one thing that everybody is so stressed about, so concerned about. Now, ma'am is going to tell you exactly what are the things that you're supposed to prepare. Well, ma'am is just going to tell what CBSE has told us, but you don't have to worry. Ma'am will also tell you how to prepare for this, when to prepare for this. Just hold on to your patience. Just hold on for a while. We'll figure this out together. Okay. So for history, guys, map marking is going to come for all, I mean, like most of the chapters. This is a chapter wise distribution and listing of which chapter will require what for us to prepare from our end. So for nationalism in India, which is history, we actually need to prepare the 3 National Congress sessions that happened, which was in Calcutta, Nagpur and Madras. Okay, now you might be thinking, where is this happening? When was this happening? Because we have still not started with the chapter. We are going to do all of this, and you will also get to know why these sessions happened and what was its importance. Don't you worry about it. We'll know its significance as well. And sometimes what happens, you may not be asked directly to mark that this session has to be marked. The question may be in terms of definition, that this important event happened in which session or where did it happen. So you may have to mark the place as well as list the year, or it could be by marking you may have to tell the important event that took place. What was that? What event happened at that time that made it so significant in the history. Okay, So we are going to learn in a holistic way. We are just not going to say, okay, this is Calcutta, this is Mumbai, this is Madras. We're going to understand what is important, what is so significant about it, and why is it so important in our history. Okay, so important centers of Indian national movement. Champaran, which was in Bihar, so it was because of the movement of indigo planters. So guys, this is what will be covering through the sessions. Okay, as we begin with nationalism in India, you will get to learn about each and every place, what happened there, why was it important, and where is it located. We will get to know, though we will first understand why these places are important and what really happened there, which makes them so significant for us to be aware about where it is located on the map. Okay, so we'll start with Champaran, where the movement of indigo planters happened. Then Kheda, which is in Gujarat, the peasant satyagraha. Ahmedabad, Gujarat, cotton mill workers satyagraha. So these three were very important places when the satyagraha started, and you will get to know very soon about it as soon as we start with the sessions, which again is not going, we are not going to make you wait for a long time for that. Please be a little more patient. I know you guys have been very patient all this while. Just few more days. Okay. So then we have Amritsar in Punjab, Jallianwala Bagh incident. Although I am not sure if you have read about this or not. But this is something that right from our childhood we have been hearing about. This is a very important event in the history of our struggle for freedom. So that place makes it very important. So we need to know where Amritsar is. Then Chauri Chaura in UP, where the calling of the non-cooperation movement was done. It was not done there. It was done because of the incident that happened over there. That is what it is responsible for. And then the Dandi March, civil disobedience movement, the launch of civil disobedience movement, which makes Dandi very important. That's what we need to know next. Which brings me to geography. So resources and development, major soil types. So we're going to discuss the different types of soils that's there, and we're going to discuss where it is found, and that is where what you will be asked to mark. Now it could be either way, guys. You may be asked to mark what type of soil is written over there, which areas it is found in, or it could be the other way. Always remember, questions can be framed in any manner. Water resources. So over here you basically, as we know, this chapter only map items are there. So these are the items that we majorly need to focus on. Okay, so we have to identify Salal, Bhakra, Nangal, Tehri, Rana Pratap Sagar, Sardar Sarovar, Hirakud, Nagarjuna Sagar, and Tunga Bhadra. Okay. Moving on, for the chapter agriculture, we basically should be aware of major areas of rice and wheat, and what are the conditions and largest and major producer states of sugarcane, tea, coffee, rubber, cotton, and jute. Then for minerals and energy resources, the power plants, both kind of power plants, thermal and nuclear, we should be aware of where the thermal plants are and where the nuclear plants are. The places are listed over there. Namrup, Singrauli, Ramagundam, and for nuclear plants we should be aware of where Narora, Kakrapar, Tarapur, and Kalpakkam is. Okay. For manufacturing industries, we have to be aware of where are the industries, where the cotton textile industries, and where are the major software technology parks. Now, these software technology parks is something I think most of us are aware of right now. Bangalore, for example, is known as the Silicon Valley of India. So this is one thing that you know for sure. Guys, a lot of times it's not necessary that you would be asked to spot a particular place. You may be just asked to point out 2 or 3 software technologies, major software technology parks in India. So it could be a broader question also. So you should always be aware of what are certain things listed over there, so that you can at any point in time point it out on the map. Okay. So for manufacturing industries, for cotton, it will be Mumbai, Indore, Surat, Kanpur, and Coimbatore. The major industries, these are like huge manufacturers which even we have been aware of when it comes to cotton textile industries. And similarly for software technology parks, everybody who has, everyone has engineers in their life now and people working in IT and MNCs, and I think all of our relatives are actually placed in these cities, which is Noida, Gandhinagar, Mumbai, Pune, Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, and Thiruvananthapuram. Okay. So, guys, we always have to be aware about it, where these places are. However, this part especially becomes a little easier for us because these are major cities of India, which we already know are located where. And the third type is iron and steel plants: Durgapur, Bokaro, Jamshedpur, Bhilai, Vijayanagar and Salem. We should be aware of where these parts are. Also, sometimes it gets a little confusing, and this is a short trick. Okay, it's a catch that I'm telling you that I used to use. A lot of times you may not know where it exactly is on map. If you're facing a lot of problem and you at least know which state it is in, you can somewhat point it out somewhere. You'll get some marks. Don't you have to, I mean, like, don't you worry about like, I have to be exactly on point. No, if you're even closer to it, so you'll be able to reach there. I mean, like, you'll be able to score good marks when it comes to map. Those 6 marks will be yours. So this is a trick that I'm telling you. It mostly works, but it doesn't mean that you have to take this shortcut. But being aware of which, like, majorly which state it is in, which is comparatively easier for us to understand, you'll be able to land up very, very close to that place. Okay, so for lifelines of national economy, we need to know the major ports, which is Kandla, Mumbai, Chennai, Vishakhapatnam, Paradeep, Haldia, Kochi, all of these, New Mangalore. You have to remember all of this. Now over here you have to be comparatively more specific because I mean, the coastal areas have a lot of ports. You cannot randomly point anywhere just by knowing their states, because there will be multiple ports and that could create confusion. So the warning over here, there's always a catch with shortcuts, right? And then we have lifelines of national economy, wherein we'll be talking about the international airports. Now over here we do not just need to know the location, like, okay, Bangalore airport or Kolkata airport. We also need to know which airport. So basically it will be like Chhatrapati Shivaji Airport in Mumbai, Rajiv Gandhi Airport in Hyderabad, right? So you have to know the name of the airports as well. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Airport in Kolkata. So Amritsar, Delhi, Mumbai, Chennai, Kolkata and Hyderabad are the airports that we need to be aware about. And with this, we are done with a quick look at the revised syllabus of I mean, like, of this session, which is going to help us score great in the upcoming boards. And you don't have to worry, half of our problems is sorted by the reduction of the syllabus, and we are gonna rock it together, guys. If you have any more queries, you know where to reach me out. If you got it right, don't forget to like and subscribe the video. I will see you very soon with the very first session of our revised syllabus. Stay tuned, stay awaited, and don't forget to like and subscribe so that you get immediately the notification as soon as we get the first video uploaded and we get started with our sessions. And I will see you soon. As I said, by the time, stay home, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and bye-bye.